Hey guys, Drew Aspinwall here with Clam Outdoors. I have the privilege of being the tournament director for this inaugural Clam Outdoors Trap Attack this January 15th and 16th virtual tournament we're running through Fish Donkey. The number one thing that we want to focus on through this tournament is having consistent fish measuring on our bump boards. We have 5 different species of fish, so that's a lot of different variables that can come in when you're bumping a fish. We want to make sure everything is neat and complete and fair when we bump our fish and submit them. So we're going to walk through the different ways that we're going to allow fish to be bumped and measured in the tournament. So everyone needs to have a bump board with a 90-degree angle, as you'd imagine for a fish donkey tournament. Right here's our 90-degree angle where we can bump that fish's nose up. Here's our prop fish for this video here. The number one thing you want to do is bump that fish's nose against that board right there and close the mouth. Those are the 2 things that you can do and you'll most likely have your fish verified. So for example here we have our muskie. This would probably be a walleye or a crappie in the tournament. You want that fish's nose to be jammed against the board right here, creating a 90-degree angle. It must be touching with the mouth closed. We don't want the mouth open at all. So your crappies, your perch, your bluegills, your walleyes, close that mouth, please, because that's the only thing that we will not allow a fish that has their mouth open to be verified. Secondly, you work your way down the bump board with the mouth still touching here. You notice this fish right here, the back fin touches 18 inches on the graduation mark. So this would be considered an 18-inch fish. If this fish were to somehow be just over the graduation mark, over that 18-inch mark, it would be 18 1/4. So we're allowing a fish that's fin stretches over the nearest graduation mark to be rounded up 1/4 inch. And that is something that we are going to rely on the anglers to do, to verify, or to submit, and then I will later on verify that. So if your fish were to go over that 18-inch mark and you don't put down 18 1/4, I'm not going to take the time to go back through and verify that fish as 18 1/4 because we'll have thousands of fish coming in that day, and it's up to the angler to give themselves the best chance to get the longest fish on their leaderboard. So yeah, this is the standard way we'll use for your bluegill, perch, crappie, walleye, and we recognize that this bump board we have here on clamoutdoors.com only goes to 30 inches, and we have walleye and pike in this tournament as well. So in that case, we need a different way to measure a long fish. And we are going to allow measuring tapes. As you can see right here, we have your standard carpentry tape. It's aluminum, it's rigid, it's commercially made. These will be allowed for long fish as long as you have something like a 90-degree angle like this bucket to bump your carpentry tape up against and your fish's nose. So, as a prop here, we have a brand new katana rod from Clam Outdoors. It's 42 inches long, and we're going to bump this up against this 90-degree angle that we created with our bump board, or with our bucket. Everyone ice fishing has a bucket, so that's just the prop we're using for this case. We have the fish's nose touching the bump board as well as the tape. We work our way down, and we're just over 41 1/2 inches. So that would be about 41 3/4 because it crosses that 41 1/2 inch graduation mark. And this will be for your pike and your walleye. I can't imagine someone has any other fish longer than 30 inches in the other species. So this is an acceptable way. We'll take a foldable board as long as it's rigid. It has to be commercially made. So you can't have your grandpa's wood notched homemade measuring stick for this tournament, or a meter stick or something. It has to be a commercially made eligible ruler or board to do this method. And as you can see, like I said before, this is rigid. It's not flimsy, it's not floppy. It won't have any ridges in it. It won't look like a piece of microwave bacon when you lay it out. This will be good for the long fish. So yeah, those are the 2 ways that we will allow fish to be measured in the tournament. If your fish is not verified, maybe come back to this video, go back to the rule page and look at what you might have done wrong when you submitted your fish. And then the next time you submit a fish, you might have something that could be wrong, and you'll figure out what that was when you submit your next one. So good luck in this tournament. Please try your best to submit your fish right. If there's one thing you can remember, please bump the nose of that fish with the mouth closed against the bump board. You'll have a good chance of that fish being verified. See you out there.